Right on. Well, welcome back to Far Out Home. I'm Chef Patrick. Great to have you guys here. I'm joined with my co-host Lisa, and we have a couple guests with us this evening. Carey and Annette are here, so welcome.
Thank you.
And yeah, if you hear some extra voices, that's who we have. So, anywho, this evening we are going to be doing some southern food. So we are going to have these like pea cakes. We are using these calypso peas that were dried from last season. We've got, let's see, a green tomato gravy, little radish salad, and we're going to be serving this with some seared ham. So it's going to be just a tasty,
Some
good
southern
meal.
spring.
Yeah. So yeah. But as always, we are live, so please, if you have any questions or need anything, whether it's related to this or something else, please let us know. I'm happy to answer. I'm here to help as much as possible. So we're gonna get started. Hopefully you soaked peas overnight. If you didn't, you're gonna want to bring them to a boil, dump them, and then bring them to a boil again. That'll help speed up the process. But yeah, cool.
So how long have you been soaking the peas?
About 20 hours.
Okay.
I mean, you probably need what, like 8 at the most? if
8
you
to
had
10 probably is
Yeah.
good. But yeah, and these are pretty. I don't know if we can show these or not really
Yeah.
well, but they kind of have this indigo.
Wow.
They looked black when they were dry.
Yeah, they did,
All
but
black?
They look like
Wow.
black and white.
Okay.
Yeah, the dark spots.
kind of
but-
indigo and white here. I mean,
Okay.
it's really pretty.
Yum.
But yeah, these will be nice. So come over here.
How much water do you have in that pot?
So I soaked a cup of the peas, and I put a lot of extra water in the pot just so it can.
So is that like 2 cups, 3 cups?
It's
of
probably
water
a
that you
quart of
have?
water.
So 4 cups?
Yeah, probably 4 cups of water in there. But
So you don't boil it first?
Do you have the right burner on?
yeah, it's going.
Okay, I just couldn't see the flame in the picture. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
So we soaked them overnight. That'll help them cook a little more evenly, and then speed up the cooking time as well. But
Do you just put some salt in there?
yeah, I salted the water. Cool. Let's see. We'll do some tomato gravy.
What exactly is a tomato gravy?
So we're just gonna. It's made a lot of different ways, I guess. But what I'm gonna do is like kind of dice these tomatoes up, and then we're gonna saute down spring onions and spring garlic here, and we're gonna thicken it with a roux. Kind of
okay.
make like a
Yeah.
splash of cream to finish, but
A tomato gravy.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like the Italian gravy.
No.
And
Not
green
quite.
tomatoes are just going to be unripened tomatoes. So I picked these up because Rocky Mountain Fresh had these heirlooms that were not ripe. They also had what they had them as green tomatoes, but all those are unripened, like basic red tomatoes. So, but I just wanted the heirlooms.
And you would use, well, I guess a green tomato for this green tomato saute versus red. So
It's really good with red
Just-
tomatoes as well. It's just this time of year. It's
yeah, no, it
They're not ready yet. We gotta let them warm up in the sun a little bit
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, I was actually super happy to find these. So because we're still on like some greens and radishes. So
We should start getting close at least to having some more things here soon, though. We've had a nice warm spring, so
yeah,
hoping that we start seeing some more stuff soon. I mean, even the market from this week to last week definitely seemed like there was more things kind of
More
happening
stuff.
out there. Yeah.
well, driving around is amazing. Like
Yeah.
just in 1 week, how the change.
Mhm.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the greens popping out.
Flowers.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, it seems like all the trees are flowering. They're starting to get leaves again. It's nice.
Spring is in the air.
I know. I love it.
So we're kind of medium dicing all these. And I just cut them, like they're gonna break down, so this part does not need to be perfect at all. But
Is there a reason why you're even chopping them that small then? Like, could you just do
well,
bigger
I'm
chunks?
cutting them smaller because I don't want big chunks of tomato skin.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess we could have blanched and peeled these, but
Why?
what's
Extra
that?
work.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. The tomato skin, it depends on the varietal too. Sometimes they get super thick, but
Yeah.
these feel pretty good. So
We've had, at the end of last year, we froze a bunch of tomatoes from our garden, and we now are using them for a quick tomato sauce.
yeah,
We can make the tomato gravy, add a little roux, and but it's amazing how delicious they are after being frozen for 8 months.
Yeah.
So, and they're easy to use.
Oh, yeah.
You slice them when they're frozen. So
yeah.
Yeah, I imagine they probably disintegrate a little bit after that.
Good for chili.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're using them for that kind of stuff, so
Oh, yeah.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of liquid too. So anyway,
I do a lot of canning at the end of the summer when everything's on its last leg before before we run out of produce.
Yeah, you have to.
Um,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like get it all canned or frozen, and
Yeah, I got my food mill out and do my tomatoes, like boil them
Okay.
down and yeah, make sauce and then can it and stick it in the fridge.
okay, all right.
And I can have a little taste this summer when it's 30 degrees out.
Yep.
Because it's going to be a long time before it comes back.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
what, July maybe? Right? Is that when we really start seeing ripe tomatoes here?
the bigger ones.
Yeah.
You can see like cherry tomatoes by the end of June if it's nice and warm out,
Okay.
and they'll be growing in tunnels and whatnot. So I am going to I'm just trying to see how much tomato we have. We will be doing per quart of diced tomatoes. So if you have less, but per quart of diced tomato, we're doing 2 ounces of butter and 2 ounces of flour to make the roux. So
And that's 4 cups for a quart, right?
4 cups are a quart, yes.
There's that math.
Just making sure everybody's up to speed on chef math.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna start smelling good in here soon.
Oh yeah.
It's a
So,
nice knife.
oh, so I love those square pans. Is that what you're going to saute the tomatoes in?
So we'll be using those square pans to cook the pea cakes and also sear the ham in the other one.
Okay. Okay.
So one of them's kind of like a grill pan.
Okay.
That's where we're going to sear the meat in.
Okay.
We'll cook this gravy down in that sauce pot that's on the
Oh,
back there.
okay.
So we're going to call this 4 cups.
And how long does it take to cook that down?
This, we're just trying to extract the water, and then I want to use the roux to thicken it, so I'm not really going to cook it down too far.
Okay.
Is that the spring garlic?
Fascinating, huh?
Yeah.
It's like being hypnotized.
This is green garlic and the spring onions that we're using
Oh,
here.
awesome.
So
One of each? Is that what you're
yeah, just
Yeah.
one of
Okay.
each. So Black Cat had this awesome green garlic this weekend, so I had to get some because I love it.
That was
And
our special find at the market this weekend.
Ah.
that and the black chickpeas from,
Yeah.
that they
Oh.
dried from last season.
Wow.
So, yeah, and this stuff is super clean right now, so just double check any of your spring alliums for extra mud and stuff. These look great, so we're just going to go right in.
if they did have some mud on them, how would you clean them?
You're just gonna throw them right in water and then use a like mesh strainer.
Would you do it whole or do you
You slice them first.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna throw 2 ounces of butter with that for our roux.
Now I'm thinking about I might plant some onions next year because I've got a couple onions coming back from last year. So that's a good thing to plant.
Yeah, and they're awesome this
early.
time of year.
Yeah, they smell really good.
Yeah. Well,
Like
this
really clean and fresh,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
it smells like spring.
Mhm.
I don't really know how else to explain it. It's very green.
Is that unsalted butter?
Unsalted.
Yeah, that is our go-to in the house. I like to have control over the salt.
So
Also slathering it on bread.
we're doing 4 ounces or 4 tablespoons for 2 ounces here. Just so everybody's got that.
Is there a reason why you didn't melt your butter first?
I'm not.
I'm just asking.
I'm not really worried about it, so that's why. This is gonna, as the onions and stuff cook in it, we'll kind of try to cook off as much water as we can before we put the flour in, but and that way it's just thickening up all these tomato juices. So we'll make the roux and then throw all the tomato chunks in and kind of let it cook down, and as the water comes out, that flour will get soaked up and thicken everything. So
Cool.
That is interesting because I was wondering how you were going to do the roux with those because I was thinking you would be cooking the tomatoes with the onions, but
Yeah.
you're doing the butter and the onions, then you make the roux, then you put in the tomatoes. Okay.
Yeah, because the fat helps with the starch. So if you coat all of the starch in the fat, you don't wind up with lumps in your gravy. Because if you try and whisk flour into a liquid, like watery liquid, it doesn't usually go very well.
Okay.
Patrick, how hot do you have the pan, the saucepan there?
it's on like a little over medium high, not quite full bore, but
Can you do that over here?
what's that? I'm just weighing flour.
I know, but people want to see you.
Sweet.
We have a scale, we never use it.
That's how I kept stuff consistent at the restaurant. We had
Okay.
scales down the line, and we like every dish, everything was just weighed
Wait,
out. Yeah.
okay.
So it's 2 ounces
Yep,
of flour?
2 ounces flour.
2 ounces flour,
What's 2
2
ounces of
butter.
flour look like? Wow.
Wow,
Maybe like-
that's a lot.
Roughly a quarter cup.
Yeah, I mean there'll be a
Yeah.
lot of water in this. So.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm gonna hit it with a splash of cream, and if it comes out a little too thick, we can always add a splash of water or something to it. But and if it's not thick enough, I'll just have to put more in. But yeah, cool. Well, while we are sautéing these veggies down, let's see what's next here. Some vegetables. Cool. Get these cleaned up.
Oh.
It's great because we got these.
What do you got there? Ooh,
These really nice breakfast radishes.
yum.
They're so pretty.
And then I got some
Wow.
sorrel to go in this as well, but that was a little bonus find too at Rocky Mountain Fresh. So
Yeah,
What's
it's
Rocky
neat.
Mountain Fresh?
It's like a local farm. They kind of do like mostly
It's-
hothouse stuff though, right?
it's all like heated and cooled greenhouses. It's up
Wow.
in North Longmont, kind of off of 66 and County Road 3. It's kind of up there,
Okay.
like
Rocky Mountain.
Is it available, open for the general public or just,
Yeah, they're at the markets
Commercial.
every
Every Saturday.
every weekend. I think they do the Wednesday market too in Boulder
They might.
once
I
it
don't, that
starts.
hasn't started yet though. Yeah, that's May.
But I hear it
You know,
popping.
the other day, well, we walked by the pavilion there at Roosevelt Park, and like in the winter when the ice skating rink, there's nothing there. Like that would be great
summer.
for like a midweek farmers market.
Where?
At the Roosevelt Park where the skating rink is.
Oh, okay.
So now they even take away the trailer that's like the office.
Yeah.
So it's now this beautiful pavilion which could host. That could be a great farmers market during the week. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah,
but I've
Lafayette-
never seen it be used for anything.
Lafayette's actually about to start up a farmer's market. In May 4th, actually, will be the first. So they're going to be closing down Public Road for a few blocks and then hosting a farmer's market out there. It's the same people that run the City Park Market down in Denver, which
Oh,
is like one
don't
of
know
Denver's
anything
like
about-
most popular markets.
Okay.
So
And is it during the week or on? Do you know what day it's going to be?
it's going to be on Sundays,
Oh,
which is nice because
Yes.
we don't have Sunday markets here usually. So if you happen to miss the Saturday one, there's still an option in town to
yeah,
go.
to go.
Oh, they're doing the Lafayette one on Sunday?
Mhm.
Nice.
So what are we doing with the radishes here?
I'm washing them really quick just because they were super dirty.
you're
And
taking
then-
So you
the
just
tips
soak them
off?
in water.
What's that?
You're taking the tips off
Yeah, I'm
as
just
well?
pinching off where that root
Okay.
was.
Can you do that
What's that?
up here so people can see what to do?
Yeah. So, we've got them in the water and we're just letting them drain. We're making a salad out of these, so I'm just
Okay.
gonna,
With the greens as well.
yeah, we'll chop
Oh,
the
okay.
tops and the bottoms, and then we'll mix that with the sorrel leaves that I got, and
Okay.
just be a nice bright salad to finish this.
Your garlic is smelling good.
Yeah, it is. Wow. Mm,
Right.
yum. That's nice and buttery looking.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
he's so good. Smells great.
Cool. Let's see. We're gonna stir in the
What's
flour.
happening with the peas? Are they boiling yet?
No,
No.
they look like they're just kind of hanging. It looks like there might be some bubbles in the bottom of the pot, but it's not full boil yet.
All right, so he just put the flour in there.
Yep.
Okay.
So all that flour soaks up all the butter there, which then will emulsify it into the sauce. So
Yeah, so as you add your liquid to it, it doesn't wind up clumping up and getting lumpy. It disperses the starches
Okay.
evenly in the liquid. You temper in just a little bit at a time.
what's that?
Right.
And
No,
you'll-
I'm
you're-
not.
Well, you're not pouring liquid in. You're just doing straight tomatoes. So,
So then you'll just put the tomatoes right on top of that.
but if you're making a gravy with like a stock or something, you would add a little bit, whisk it in, add a little more just to thin it out.
Mhm.
Cool. So we'll add this.
It's a nice sized pan.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I love that grill pan for making bacon. It's like perfect.
Oh.
Helps kind of elevate it off of the grease.
Uh-huh.
Right, so we're stirring this. Just to kind of mix it up.
You still cooking on like medium heat?
Yeah, medium high.
Okay.
Cool.
Smells so freaking good.
Yeah, it does.
So, I don't know. Can they see that kind of?
Yeah?
So yeah, mix it up. You can see the flour's kind of just coating everything. And so then as these cook down and like all that water comes out, we'll add some salt, which we're out of.
There's more in the cabinet.
Yeah.
If you need it.
We're gonna do black pepper in this.
No white pepper? I'm surprised.
What is the like difference flavor-wise or use-wise between white and black pepper?
I'll let Chef answer that one. He's the
So,
expert.
I mean, really, there's a ton of different peppercorns, like just different kinds, black, white, and there's a bunch of different black peppercorns as well. The reason why I like this white pepper so much is it's fermented. So they're like aging it in a barrel with salt and kind of like giving it an extra like funkiness, I
Okay.
guess, as you will. So,
And it's aged dry? Dry?
yep. And it's just really good, this white pepper, but it's really tough. Like, if it wasn't fermented, it's really like nuanced, the flavor differences.
Mm-hmm.
But the main reason chefs use white pepper or black pepper, it depends on if they're like putting it in something white, like a cream sauce or mashed potatoes or.
Okay.
If you want to hide it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did not know that.
Did you hear that, Chef
Yes.
Carey?
Yes, thank you.
I feel like the white pepper has like a different flavor profile too, though.
It does, but like you're not.
I feel like
I
the
don't
black pepper is more deep and earthy. The white pepper is like a little lighter, a little funkier.
I'm gonna cut this back to about medium. It's sticking a little on the bottom, so I'm just gonna. We'll cut it down a little. But it's looking good. We'll just let that cook. Peas are almost up to a boil, so hopefully those are about 20 minutes or so. We'll see.
I see a couple of them starting to float to the top.
Yeah,
I
water's
noticed you put a
starting.
lot more salt into that water than I'm accustomed to putting in our
Yeah,
water.
Yeah.
that's why I was curious to see how much. So the peas are done when they're all boiled up? They come
Well,
to the surface or?
They'll be when they're tender. We'll just have
Okay.
to taste them.
Okay.
Since they were dried, so fresh peas, it's a lot faster. They take like 5 minutes. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and even after soaking them, it's still not quite enough. Maybe back to radishes.
Yeah, we're cleaning these while everything's cooking and the best we can.
So what's the next thing in the market? Usually, do you remember?
Turnips,
Hmm.
the Hawker eyes,
Oh yeah.
they'll be out soon.
What are they?
They're the white turnips.
Okay.
They're super juicy and just
Mm.
they're one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah. They're kind of almost sweet, which I don't really like.
And then beets and carrots will make a return here, even though we just had them for several months. They kind of,
Yeah.
it's kind of what's able to
Grow.
grow. So,
Yeah.
but beets with the tops will be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll have like Swiss chard and all the other like collards and stuff should be popping up. So
Yeah, I think, well, do you want to hear a memorable Patrick experience?
Yes.
So we went to a farm dinner, I think it was early in the season because it was all green. I think it was all greens, and you had, I think you had Colorado bass, and you wrapped it in some greens.
oh,
and
the collard
yeah.
leaf, yeah.
And I don't eat fish, and I was like, but that was really delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't even taste like fish. So, yeah, but it was fun to just have every course was greens.
Yeah. Was that the Speedwell Farm dinner?
Yep.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
the first one.
Yeah.
That was the very first one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like their property. I feel like that's an easy one to kind of host an event on.
It's fun.
It
Yeah,
was a nice property.
it is. It's a good setup out there for it.
So, do we hear the tomatoes sizzling? Is that what's sizzling?
I
Yeah,
believe
they're
so.
starting to release liquid and
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and as they kind of start to cook a little more, they'll kind of mush up a little bit more in there too, and then release more liquid and loosen up that gravy.
Yeah, and like I said, if it's a little too tight, we can add that water back in. I'm gonna turn it down a little more though, but cool. That's great. Peas are about boiling.
Okay.
All right.
We like radishes, but we never really buy them.
I haven't grown them either. I guess,
I didn't know you could eat the greens off them.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I feel that you can do that probably with a lot of different things. Like I love doing it with beets and turnips.
Well, it's funny
and
because
all of that.
beet greens, it's Swiss chard.
Yeah.
So the guy who created Swiss chard
Oh,
hated beetroot.
oh.
So he was able to like groom it so that the beetroot didn't grow, but he could get all the greens. So that's where that plant came from.
Yeah, the first year we did the garden, we had Swiss chard. We had so much of it, but we just kept sautéing it up
Yeah.
Yeah.
every night.
And there's only so many things you can do with greens like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I'll tell you, when you like have your own garden, all you need is a piece of meat
yeah.
or a yummy loaf of bread,
Yeah.
right? Or some pasta, and you have everything.
Yep.
Or a
So
ball of
easy.
burrata.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I really want to get a property at some point that we can start growing some stuff out there and like have our own little garden going on. And have an herb garden and a veggie garden and fruit bushes and all the things. That'll be the next
All
thing.
right.
Well, Colorado has those opportunities.
It's
which
got
is
all of
great.
it. Right on. So yeah, we've got this red ribbon sorrel. This stuff.
I don't think I've ever had sorrel.
Yeah, tell us about it.
This. It's like a citrusy, delicious. Here, guys. Just try it out. It's
Thank you.
We used to use it a lot as a garnish at the restaurant, but it's great mixed in salads or it just adds like a citrusy tart bite.
Yeah, it has a familiar flavor.
Nice.
slight bitterness, just really, really good. So
Wow.
since we had it available, had to get a little bit.
Yeah, that was probably not something you were expecting to find either, huh?
No, I mean, you just never know. So
So how are you processing this?
this is all just for salad. So I'm gonna just chop the greens, chop the sorrel, and we'll mix it all together with olive oil and some lemon juice at the end, and that's really it. Trying to keep it simple. I want the tomato gravy to be the most, like the main sauce component, I guess.
Yeah.
Now you didn't wash that. Is that because it's already washed or?
This, yeah, so these guys are washing everything really well at the
Okay.
farm. So I typically, what I'm looking for, since everything's organically grown and stuff, I basically look for like if there's sand or something that's gonna mess with the
Right. Texture.
nice mouthful of the beach. Just
Yeah, it's
not
fun.
not my favorite in a salad or really anything. But
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do they actually have fields there, or do they just? You said you got this from Rocky Mountain Fresh, so is this just?
most of their
I don't
stuff
know.
is like I don't know if it's aeroponics or hydroponics, but it's really crazy because they have like, I mean, I want to say it's like 30-foot greenhouses, and they have like this, it's like a pulley system. So as the tomatoes and their stuff grow, they just kind of keep lifting the vines, and when you go peak
Wow.
season, you're like in this trove of just they're
Vines,
hanging
green.
everywhere.
Wow.
And the smell is super cool.
I love the smell of tomato plants.
Oh, I do too.
If you accidentally brush up against one, they kind of release that
Yes.
aroma.
Yeah. You know, I didn't like tomatoes till I turned 40,
Really?
and I had one off a vine,
Oh, well, that'll change
a
anybody's
little
mind.
teeny one. I'm like, oh, and then I just slowly, and now I can't really eat ones from the grocery store.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Just- Yeah.
No.
And here, we lived in Northern California before we moved here, but tomatoes grow so much better here. Like,
Mhm.
I'm able to grow so many more things. Peppers, we couldn't really grow. It just never got hot enough for long enough.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it gets hot here.
yeah, it does.
You got plenty of sunshine.
Was that in the Bay Area?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could grow, but it didn't. You know, and then there's a situation where you have like 8 tomatoes, and then the squirrel gets to them the day they're ripe.
Yep. That sounds about right. We had squirrels in our old neighborhood that would just destroy everything. The minute I planted anything, they'd go out and rip it up. And they wouldn't even eat it. They'd just chew it up and leave it on the ground.
It's, yeah. Well, now the squirrels around where we are have hidden their nuts. So now they're digging them all up. It's kind of fun to watch them. And we have, somebody must give peanuts, because I have found peanuts all over my inside, like my veggie beds, just out on things.
They love peanuts.
My
Yeah.
old neighbor used to do that, and I would find peanut shells everywhere.
It's,
They would sit on the fence between our yards and just chew them up. There'd be peanut shells all over the place.
So Patrick, how much salt do you think you've put in that so far into the gravy? A whole tablespoon?
I would think about a tablespoon.
Okay.
I always just I start with a little and then taste it and add.
And you use the kosher salt versus the classic
Uh,
salt?
So
We
I
started
started
with
with a Celtic sea salt, but I emptied that. So yeah, I've got just some kosher salt here. I never use the iodized stuff or anything like that, but
Why is that?
it's the iodine.
Yeah.
It's like this, gives it this off-putting kind of flavor for me.
Okay.
It's also highly
But-
processed too, so it absorbs into your bloodstream too quickly. It causes problems that way. So, yeah, we stick with kosher and sea salt.
okay.
That and sea salt also has minerals in it, so you get like a little dose of trace minerals as you're getting the sea salt in there.
Hey, whatever extra you can get with your salt, we'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're missing it in so much of our food because of the way our food's grown. So having any opportunity to get any kind of extra minerals in is always a good thing.
And we're just gonna slice down the greens and quarter the radishes, kind of like this.
Okay.
So. That will make up our salad this evening.
It's just fun to see like something other than lettuce
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a salad.
Ah,
Well, and it's like a different flavor profile too.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have like a mix of greens. You get some that are spicy, some that are sweet, some that are just kind of neutral. I feel like each of the leaves kind of have their own texture to them too, so it just adds to like the interest of the dish.
What are these radishes again?
these are French breakfast radishes.
French breakfast.
Yeah, we had a dish on the menu once with whipped butter
Oh.
and these and like a little pinch of flaky Maldon salt.
Wow.
So good.
Super classic.
Yeah.
You could give me a baguette, a thing of butter, and some breakfast radishes, and we're
That's it.
good to go.
And a Chablis.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that would be perfect with Chablis. Not be mad at that at all.
You said Malden salt? What kind of salt is that? What is that?
So it's a sea salt, but it's like flaky, like big crystals that super thin, so it's kind of adds like a little texture, a little crunch, but you get that little bit of salt in there too.
Okay.
It's kind of a finishing salt. I wouldn't like cook something and like
Mhm.
melt it down in there, but
Nice.
yeah,
Okay.
it adds a nice little texture to everything. I think that comes from England.
What's that?
If I'm not mistaken. Malden salt
I don't remember.
might be an English salt.
But
I know a lot of sea salt comes from France. But
right.
This is very relaxing.
yes. I know, I feel like we just need a little background music on there. We can add that later when we finish recording.
Yeah. So now your collection of cookbooks over there, how many years has it taken you to get there?
What, like 10?
Probably the last time, yeah, as long as we've
Yeah.
known each other. I would say 98% of it were probably my purchases. I'm just kind of a book nerd.
Well, then
So-
how do you pick? I mean, do you like just hear about a chef or just want to make food from a particular region?
It's
Yeah.
a little bit of all that.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Like, you hear about a cool chef, and if he's got a book, we'll usually pick it up. But then it's like sometimes you just want certain cuisines.
Or sometimes Amazon just throws something like right in your
Cart.
suggestions. Yeah, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna get that one. That one looks cool. I don't know. Yeah, I would say like a handful of those were specific just because of the chef, but I think
Okay.
a lot of it has more to do with like cuisine and choice,
Mm-hmm.
like what we're into at the moment. Went through a serious Israeli kick at one point, so you can see there's a lot of those.
Yes.
Did a lot of like Latin American cooking too, so that's probably our second biggest besides
okay.
like vegetables, but
Okay.
out of all the Latin American cookbooks that we have, the Gran Cocina Latina is probably my favorite. I haven't picked one up yet that is like topped that for me.
What kind
Right.
of foods in the Yucatan? Oh,
A lot of seafood,
okay.
and like tropical fruits and
Mm.
yeah, it's like all jungle leading up to the water there. So, but yeah, lots of seafood, ceviche, that kind of stuff.
So the gravy's pretty much there. I'm gonna cut it off for now. So that way it can just hang out, and I'll reheat it when we're closer to, like when we start searing the ham. I'll reheat the gravy, and then we'll finish it with a splash of heavy cream, but
We'll probably have a little carryover cooking on that to break down the last of those tomatoes.
yeah, I mean, they're pretty
Pretty
good.
done.
Yeah. Salad's done.
You know, it's amazing how many people buy salad dressing and when it's just so simple. Even just olive oil and lemon
Yes.
is just, and
I-
salt and pepper. And because like in this salad we're gonna have, the greens are really what we wanna really taste.
Yeah. Yeah, you just want a little fat and oil, or a little fat and acidity in there, and that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
You don't need to drown it out.
Yeah, the farmers did all the hard work, so.
Yeah, made everything taste delicious.
Cool. Well, you can try these, but.
You said you were slicing up ham today?
What's that?
You're gonna be slicing the ham?
Yeah, I'm gonna slice it and just sear some pieces for us, so.
I feel like it's been so quiet in the comments section. I've not gone this long, I think, ever without anybody saying anything.
Nice. Yeah, so we're about halfway on these.
And then are we just eating those or
He's making the cake.
Oh, he's gonna
Oh,
make
he's
cakes
making
out
a
of it.
cake out of it. Oh man.
Yeah, so we'll
Okay.
take half of them and mash half of them, and then we'll add the cornmeal, a couple eggs, and some milk, and kind of whisk that together, and I'll griddle them up.
Wow. We got lucky on this
Oh yeah.
night,
Oh,
huh?
it's so good. It's gonna be awesome. I know it sounds heavy, but it's gonna be so light and
No.
fresh.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Jody said she's trying to keep up with you.
Well, you got plenty of time.
Yeah,
'Cause
Jody, you got time now.
Got a pause. Pause in
We're-
the action.
Yeah.
we're hanging out now, so.
Well, tell us about this ham. Like,
Yeah.
where,
Ooh.
can
No,
regular
I think
people
that
get
I
this
can.
ham, and then where do we get it? And
Yeah, so we have this
Gorgeous.
beautiful slab of ham from the guys over at Buckner Ranch. So, yeah, their warehouse is open. I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
I don't know. They keep.
It's something
changing.
like that. But they're open from 2 to 6, like 4 days a week.
Okay.
Out at the warehouse, it's off of 66 and what is it, 25?
Yeah.
Kind of.
And is it
But-
like a butcher where you could ask for a specific cut and they'll cut it, or is it sort of pre-cut and you just sort of make your choice there?
So they have everything processed, and they raise the animals, so they have every cut.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you just kind of show up, and it'll look kind of like this. And most of the time it's frozen. Sometimes it's fresh, but it
I
just
know
kind of
there's-
depends.
There's not a butcher on site though. It's
Nope.
it's already butchered.
No, they
so.
send everything up to like a USDA inspected facility, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's
And
great.
how much does that weigh?
I think this was 3 pounds or so,
Okay.
That's only 3. There's no way.
maybe 4 or 5. I
Okay.
don't know.
That looks like 5 to me.
More than enough. More than enough.
Yeah.
So,
After doing ham sales at the restaurant, I've held a lot of them, and that is not a 3-pound ham. I can tell you that much.
yeah. Well, so yeah, they have. Yeah, it's everything imaginable out there.
And I mean, they've got like gorgeous lamb racks right now, and hams both.
Yeah.
For Easter, if anybody's looking for them.
Okay.
They've been doing some pop-ups too at Maverick Fiber Arts Center in Lafayette, and then over at Olin Farms as well.
Okay.
So there's some
Oh.
options.
Okay.
Yeah, they're around, and they'll be at the Lafayette markets on Sundays, I believe. So,
Okay.
They usually let me know like when they're gonna be doing stuff. So, can you push your cutting board up a little bit? I
yeah,
just can't see that bottom half anymore. I don't know if you moved it or.
I might have kicked the
Probably.
stand. I don't know. So I'm just gonna make chunks of this, and we're gonna sear it in a bit. I'm just kind of getting it ready.
That looks good.
So what kind of knife is that?
This is like a basic Amazon chef knife.
Mm-hmm.
It's called it's a traditional Japanese handle. They call it a wa. But I really like them because I just prefer this over like the Western style like handles. But
Can you talk about like what you're doing with the ham right now and how you're cutting that up so people
Oh,
know
it's-
what's going on?
I kind of split it,
In
and I mean almost in half, right? Kind of just took a chunk off, and we're just slicing it. It's probably like close to 1/2 inch thick pieces, so
Okay.
that way we can just sear them up.
Certainly looks way better than a honey baked.
Oh, it tastes so much better too. The Buckners have like all heritage breed pork, so they just automatically taste better. But yeah, this is cured to perfection.
Well, I'm amazed at the amount of meat they produce because a lot of restaurants,
Order from them.
yes.
Yeah. Or at least they say they do.
Yeah. Well, maybe part of it is.
Yeah.
That's probably enough for
I
us.
mean, that's all we did. We didn't use anybody else's meat.
They wanted me to. They tried. They'd stop in.
Oh, other people were trying to get you to use their meat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I usually let everybody know too in our email newsletter on Fridays, like what's going on in the community. If there's any pop-up farm stands, I'm going to be including a section once more of them are actually open, letting people know like where they can pick up veggies aside from the markets and aside from their CSAs. And then we've also created a farm map on our website. So it's a Google map. I've color coded it by like what their primary thing is. A lot of farmers do more than one thing, but I can't give them all a million colors. So
Right.
I've color coded it. So if you're looking for something specific, you can find it on there.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Just trying to help people
Very
source
fun.
local.
Yeah.
I feel
Appreciate
like there's
that.
a lot of interest for it. And
Well, and if people know where to go, they'll go.
Yeah.
I think it's sometimes people just don't know where to go.
no, they have no
So,
idea, and I do. So
Mhm.
I will help them.
Mhm.
I will send them wherever they need to go.
You could have farm tours
Yeah,
to take people to tour, around to all the farms.
yeah.
That would be
Fun
get a
endeavor.
van and a driver.
Mhm.
Maybe you could
can get the-
rent the hop on, hop off.
We can get the farmers to have time to do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're getting
Yeah,
close
they're
to being
getting
up to their
busy.
eyeballs and stuff right now.
Yeah.
I mean, even now, we're just planting everything in the fields.
Oh, and figuring out what they're planting, and I mean that's got to be a whole thing.
Yes. Yeah, we help find like volunteers for the farms too through Slow Food. So, people that are looking to get their hands dirty for an afternoon and trade out
Okay.
for produce.
Oh,
Usually that's how it goes. So,
and meet people.
yeah, meet people
know?
and hang out in the field for the afternoon, get some sun.
Nothing wrong
Maybe
with
too
that.
much sun. But yeah, I know they at this time of year especially, they can use all the help they can get.
Yeah. Well, because it's tough. They don't need this help the rest of the time, or maybe there's another time a short period of time where
Probably
they need some
harvest.
extra hands. Yeah.
Yeah, harvesting I think is a big task for them. I can't pretend to know exactly how their business runs, but from what I understand of it
I'm
all.
about to find out.
Yeah, you're about to find out. We'll have some more insight for everybody as the season rolls on.
Sweet. Well, yeah, we're just kind of waiting now. Hang out for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Have some more to drink.
Did you
I
want
don't
some
know.
wine, honey?
Sure. Get ready to start.
You know?
So we had some questions about knife work. Is there
Yeah.
anything you can kind of give us a
Well,
little
so
tutorial on here?
Right.
well, I mean, really,
How to properly cut things and how to hold your knife.
so realistically, like I know when we were in school, to kind of get used to it, we basically took russet potatoes and practiced on just every day we'd cut up a potato utilizing a specific cut just to kind of get used to it. I mean, a big thing is just keeping, you kind of want to hold the knife up around like here where the tang would be, just so you have nice control over it. And then
So you never put your finger on top of the blade.
this is kind of a strain. I don't know, I've seen people get like tendonitis and stuff from doing
So
this
you
kind
kind of just
stuff.
pinch the blade above
Yeah,
the
you want to
handle?
hold it like this, just so you have, just helps you keep control over your. If you're like too far back, it's kind of less accurate, I would say. I don't know, especially when fingers are involved.
Yeah, you don't want to have your fingers.
But and then you always kind of want to hold. I mean, it's like a kind of looks like a claw, so that way, if you're like slicing and cutting stuff, the back of your knife's always going to just hit your knuckles. Yeah. But I mean, there's also, like, I do the rock, but some people just naturally would prefer to do, it's called a push chop, but that is done with more of a flat blade usually, which I never got into it, but a knife like this is called a nakiri, This would be lend itself towards, it's called push chopping. And some people do prefer that, but it's just a matter of like checking it out and playing around with it and seeing what feels more natural to you.
Can you show me side by side like what the motion is for that? I just have
Yeah,
the
push
camera angle on
versus-
something different. I just want to see what you
Oh,
do.
what's that?
We were saying push versus, what's the alternative?
Rock.
Rock.
Rocking is, so it's a traditional chef knife like this. It's typically you do this rocking motion, which is what I prefer. I've tried both. And then there's push chop, where you use more of a flatter blade and you come in like this. And I've seen people just a lot of slicing and stuff, like if you're doing scallions or onions and different vegetables. I've seen people use these. I use this is the only knife I ever use, unless I'm breaking down fish. So,
Oh yeah, the
But-
fish knife.
yeah.
Gotta have the special fish knife. What's different about the fish knife? Can you show me your fish knife?
Yeah. So, honestly,
Need to have you on here breaking down a fish one day.
I'm going to.
Get to that
Oh.
next level.
I'm hoping we can get bass at the Colorado bass from the Whole Foods. Actually, I haven't picked up this knife in a long time, so I need to rub it with mineral oil. I kind of let it get rusty. But this is called a Deba. This is a Japanese fish knife. And it's just with this extreme bevel on here. It's great for like working around bones and everything. And since it's super weighted, it's really easy to like, if you have to hack through a head or just chop through stuff, this thing is sweet. And it makes fish fabrication like super easy. So
So we just got a set of 7, a kit of 7 knives.
yeah.
And, there's like a bread knife in there, of course.
Oh, yeah,
And there's
yeah.
2 chef knives. But then there's several different paring knives, and I find I never even pick them up.
No, never.
So is there some application for them?
Lisa uses paring knives, but
I like to use them for pastry applications.
More
Like splitting,
precise.
splitting vanilla beans or like cutting
Okay.
berries or something that's smaller. I don't really care about having a big, bulky knife for that. But yeah, it's definitely for more precise tasks. I wouldn't want to use a chef's knife to try and split a vanilla bean. That just
Right.
it's way too much blade and it's a little stressful.
Okay.
But yeah, I think for just things that you need a little more precision on, I'd probably gear towards that.
yeah, I just love using this for. I've tried to use paring knives for stuff, and it's just, I don't know.
They're too small. They're
Yeah.
just not. Yeah.
Or I mean, like if you didn't have a peeler and you needed to peel an apple or something,
Right.
you're not going to use your chef's knife probably for that.
I would.
Oh, well.
Well,
You're a chef. That's why.
If I had to, that's what I would use.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't
So
know.
now, what are those beans doing? Are they floated to?
Looks like they're all floating.
So these are kind of just, we're waiting for them to get tender. So they're still a little crunchy
How do you know?
because I tried one.
Just now?
Well, no, like 5 minutes ago. So yeah, as soon as these are tender, then we're going to finish up the meal and we'll be eating. But kind of got to think another like 20 minutes and we'll have a full plate of food.
so on the salad dressing you were talking about, just
Yeah.
some like citrus and olive oil. What are typical dressings that you've made at the restaurant, or do you differ dressings for different salads?
So yeah, well, it kind of depends on what I'm in the mood for, right? But I love making high vinegar dressings that are just like really tart. But we'll use stuff like I love putting egg yolks in salad dressings to make them like emulsify them and kind of make them creamier.
Oh, like that herb dressing you made
Yeah,
when Jeremy
like-
and Kuvi were here?
So
So good.
I love just taking any and all the herbs you can get, throw them in the blender with like an egg yolk and a little white wine vinegar,
Okay.
and then rip it on kind of high, drizzle that oil in, and you get this like, it's almost like green goddess, but without the avocado.
Right, so years ago, I saw Martha Stewart making dressing, and she used mustard, and I
Yeah.
think she was saying it's to help bind the
Yep.
vinegar and the olive oil together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys use a lot of mustard in your
Yes.
dressings?
Yeah,
All right.
I love doing even like a mustard vinaigrette,
Mhm.
where it's like that's the forefront of it, like the
Is the
main
mustard.
flavor. Do a bunch of Dijon, and then we'll do just with that some vinegar, because mustard will have vinegar in it, but we'll add a little bit to it, and then drizzle in the oil, pinch of salt. It's so good. But then we'll do. Love doing honey
Okay.
in there as well a lot, with like balsamic vinegar. White balsamic with like honey and mustard, and then
Yeah.
finished with oil is excellent, especially on spinach, stuff like that. But
Okay.
arugula, it's really good with that.
Yeah,
I like
he loves
arugula.
it. Yeah, I
I love
mean-
arugula.
Yeah,
Him too.
it's so
I think
good.
it's probably his favorite salad green. He almost can't help himself.
So good. I mean, yeah, especially I'll do that herb vinaigrette with like asparagus here soon. We'll do some
Can't wait for asparagus.
asparagus, and we'll do a little soft egg and
Ooh,
a little prosciutto and that.
That's his classic move.
Oh,
a soft egg on top of
yeah.
that. Wow.
Remember that.
Yeah.
And then you're just blanching the asparagus and then
Yeah, for like
getting
30
cold?
seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
Leave them whole, and then it's like a 7-minute egg. They're a pain in the ass to peel, but
Oh.
man, it's
yeah,
worth
but
it.
Wow.
It's so worth it. It's so good. We'll have that in a few weeks, so I'm ready.
When is asparagus going to be
I would
out?
think May.
I saw some people posting about having it.
I don't think it's there yet.
I kind of
Maybe.
don't think so either, but maybe.
I mean, maybe in the San Luis Valley if it's been like warm enough, it could be there, or maybe northern like New Mexico or something.
Yeah.
But
Jody says she's using arugula instead of sorrel.
tonight,
Yeah.
nice.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
That'll be good with the radish
Did she get the
greens.
radishes too?
I think so. It was on the shopping list, so.
Hey, you know.
And I know she was at the farmer's market.
Yeah, I mean, or if you just want a green salad with this, whatever. I'm just using the radishes because I'm excited they're here. So,
Yeah.
and
I'm excited to
Yeah.
to have them because again, it's something we have at restaurants, but we never use them.
Yeah.
So,
At home, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't have them. Well, we have them probably for another month.
yeah, oh, at least
Yeah.
they're going through June. I
Oh,
mean,
Jody said she got both types of radishes.
the red Easter eggs and the breakfast. Yeah,
I have to figure out when to plant them to get them now, because now is their season.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the cooler weather, cool-ish weather.
I think
Not
they
too
have them all
cold, but-
started in like a hoop house or something. That's
Yeah, I think they start
especially
last
like
night.
right now when you have to worry about hail and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not quite in hail season
Yeah.
yet, but we're getting there. I mean, we did have some hail
Yeah,
Just the other day, like the teeny
Yeah.
little.
a couple weeks ago, yeah.
it was real bad in Niwot.
Yeah, Niwot had a lot worse than us.
So
Like, the roads were like covered in it. Yeah.
stressful time of year. in
It's so
farming.
weird here how there's these pockets where weather is very different than all around it.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like
So-
Longmont in general skips most of the crappy weather.
yes,
Or
we
at
do.
least west of 25. East of 25 is a whole nother. Well, I guess Longmont doesn't go out that far, but
That's all like Durango, not
Yeah.
Durango.
Just a different region. Yeah.
Firestone.
Firestone, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they get a lot of wind.
Mhm. They get all the blizzards.
Yeah.
They get all the hail. It's just a whole different climate over there, which is kind of crazy.
They're starting to look close
Can't
here.
wait to try these peas.
I know they're so pretty. Should actually show you what they look like before we soak
Oh,
them.
yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, we're getting there. I mean, I don't mind the
Wow.
texture, but
Love. Yeah.
give them another 5 minutes and we can move on.
Those are so fun.
Aren't they pretty?
Yes.
Yeah. Show everybody.
They're really good fresh. We'd get them at Faro, like on the fresh pods and shuck
Okay.
them all.
Oh, yum.
And they're,
Wow.
when they're really young, they're really good grilled. You can get them, when they're really young, you can still eat the pods before they start getting too fibrous. We just grill them.
Wow, yum.
Oh, man.
How big are the pods? Like,
Oh,
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you get a lot of beans and
Yeah, as long as they're full.
Yeah, I grew fava beans once.
Favas
and
are-
that was a lot of work.
They're,
For a little, first growing them,
Yes.
and then preparing them. It was a
Oh,
lot of work
my
for
staff,
your
once they
yield.
saw fava beans,
They- I
And then
think I have
cherries.
COVID.
cherries are in season at the
Oh,
same
cherries,
time.
yeah.
So it's like just every day of you're shucking favas and pitting cherries for hours, and
Wow.
Jody,
Really,
don't worry, the
Chef
beans aren't
Patrick?
ready yet.
it's the good time to be the boss.
Is she
around that
cooking as
time.
well?
Yeah, she said their beans
Yeah.
aren't super soft yet. I told her,
Okay.
don't worry, ours aren't either. We're
Not
not there
super
yet.
soft. They're getting there. They're way better than, I'd say 5-10 more minutes.
Yeah.
Because then we're gonna,
Yes. Right inside the door.
because what, we're gonna mash half of them, make the cakes, and then we're gonna griddle the cakes. So we'll keep cooking them a little longer. And if they have a little texture, it's fine. I mean,
wait, so you're gonna mash half. What do you do to the other half?
mix them in whole.
Okay.
Yep.
So, like, how tender are you looking for them to be?
Um,
Like, if people chose to do different beans, because I know Jody had talked about maybe doing chickpeas instead of the beans that we have.
oh yeah, so
or if
you
people
want,
did different stuff.
like, you want to pretty much be able to, if you're able to mash it with your tongue on the roof of your mouth, you're good.
Okay. Like, without using your teeth.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of, if you can just mash it.
Well, we
You're
can
good to
start
go.
going to the Buckner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm going to get together.
What's that?
Oh, that's
Oh, that's
dessert.
dessert. The dessert I've been having to fend off from the dessert beans for the last
Wow.
day.
It's
Yeah.
you didn't get up in the middle of the night and
He's like, are you gonna cut it before they come over? I'm like, no. It's a blueberry buttermilk pie.
oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah. I had some blueberries, and since we're going out of town, I was like, let's just mix that up.
Wow.
Do that whole
How
thing.
lucky
So,
are we?
yes.
Oh, tell them it's a box on
Yeah.
the stairs.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to get ready.
You moved it to the stairs.
Yes.
I'm going to get ready for the cake portion of this. We'll probably just do one egg.
So that says blue flour and then corn. So is it
Yeah, blue cornmeal.
blue cornmeal? Okay.
Jody, don't worry, we're just getting there.
What's that?
She said, how much cornmeal what?
Oh, so crack an egg in. We're going to do like 1/4 cup of milk to start.
Is that whole milk or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we only do the full fat. Oh, Jody, the dessert was a blueberry buttermilk pie.
Tell her I'll swing her a piece home
Yeah.
on the way home.
I know, I feel like I need to send one over to her now.
Where does she live?
Niwot.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a little out of the way for you.
if she wants to drive by, I'll run outside.
Yeah. Well, she's trying to keep up with Patrick over here, so.
So now, where do you get your cornmeal?
This is ground down in Moxie.
Oh, okay.
So they source all this
Someplace
stuff
in
kind of
Boulder.
regionally.
Okay.
Yeah, they stone mill
Remember we went to
everything.
that bakery in Boulder? Yeah.
They do it at like ultra low temperatures too, so it doesn't get super hot. They don't process it with any chemicals or anything, so it's much cleaner flour. If you tend to have an issue digesting, it tends to be a little better. Plus they use organic grain and a lot of heirloom varietals too, especially ones that are like suited for the climate here.
But it's cornmeal.
This is cornmeal, yeah.
So is that gluten free?
Yep.
Technically, yes.
Okay.
you know, they can't guarantee cross-contamination on their mills there, so if you're
Right.
extremely sensitive
Well,
like
they,
celiac, then I would say you can't, but,
They keep one of them for like buckwheat and corn and
but
But
there's
there's
so much dust
the
in the air,
flour
there's
is-
just no way you're not
it's
getting
everywhere.
some of that in there,
Yeah.
yeah.
you can eat gluten, right?
I can eat gluten,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
I'll just make sure.
No, but we had some friends over for dinner, and she's has celiac. So does our daughter's boyfriend, and we made beer brine pork chops.
Oh, no.
And
Brined pork chops.
Right, yes.
Often I don't put beer in, but I thought, oh, now I can put the beer in.
Yeah.
Just spice it up a bit, having not made the connection of beer and then even
And the
thinking of
gluten,
brine because
yeah.
it wasn't in the food. So luckily we had some alternatives available for her.
yes, well, because he said, I think we were
Instead of-
chatting, and he said, "Oh, beer brine." She's like, "Oh no," and she's extremely sensitive.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
and that's hard. So how much did you just do?
I'm starting with a 1/4 cup flour, 1/4 cup cornmeal. If you don't want the gluten, just do a 1/2 cup of cornmeal.
Okay.
I just like the texture
Yeah.
of adding the flour in. So, and it's like on the gravy, if you don't want the extra dairy, you can leave the cream out on the finish, but I just
Yeah, I
put
mean,
a
even with
splash.
the gravy, if you wanted to swap a gluten-free option out, you could use like tapioca starch or cornstarch or arrowroot starch. It's not quite texturally the same, but it'll still thicken everything.
Cool. So, that is 1 egg, 1/4 cup of milk. This is going to be a 1/4 cup of flour and cornmeal.
1/4 cup each.
Yep. And then we're going to get these beans strained and mash 1/2 of them up in here, kind of mix everything together, add the liquid. I'll show you the consistency we're going for, because I've never, like a lot of this stuff I'm not made, so we're just kind of
He just wings it.
putting it together.
Doing a good job.
So,
We're fascinated by it. So
that's, I
Just gonna
like
see
making,
how it all shakes out.
like making new stuff. This is what we do at the restaurant. I mean, make something. If I have to tweak it, we tweak it. Then I write a recipe and teach everybody else how to make it. So,
So are you? So both those, the egg with the milk and the cornmeal,
yep,
those are both going to be for the cakes.
yep. They'll
Okay.
we'll mix these here in just a minute.
Oh, okay.
Do- Let's see what's
Your
what here.
Chemex over there, is that a Chemex machine?
Yeah, it's a coffee maker for it.
Where does the coffee go? In the top
Still
little
put a
thing?
cone in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you put
you
the
do.
cone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So all it does is it just
No,
pours the
you
hot
know
water
what?
for
When I
that.
got here,
Yeah.
I was looking at it. I'm like, oh, you just put the cone. But yes, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it still
What's that,
functions
Patrick?
kind of like a regular.
I'm doing a pinch of
And
baking soda and
then-
baking powder in there. Just a pinch,
And you
like
can make the
literally.
whole, like
Yep.
6 cups or whatever.
Okay.
I love.
Just
when he
add
goes
some
out of
leavening.
town, I
If you
get
don't
my
have it,
Chemex. I
They'll be
love
fine. I
it. It's
just
the cleanest.
I think it'll add
It
some
really
like
is.
lightness to them.
I mean, there's no residue. So
It's the best. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I do it every morning. I used to just do pour over, but I recently switched to the machine and it's just so much faster. And it's still just as good.
Does that keep it warm as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I have a little cover
Mhm.
that goes over it. That's
Yeah,
Kinda
this has a
nice.
little like cover for the inside of the thing too once you take the filter out. But,
okay. Oh yes.
Like if you want to keep it for a little while, but
right, but no,
mine doesn't last
like
that
a
long.
thermos cover around the bottom of it
Oh, cool.
to keep it warm. So I'll
After you make
heat
it, keep it
after you
warm, yeah.
make it. So I put hot water in first, dump it out, make my coffee, and then you've got the sleeve around it. It's an insulated sleeve, and so then it stays warm.
I
So
did not know that.
yeah.
Yeah, we made the upgrade in I think January.
That's a nice I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a nice coffee maker that is, anyway, it's automatic.
Mhm.
But, that could be a nice upgrade. And then you have a espresso machine as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't currently
I do.
have any espresso, but I have the machine.
That thing works so well
It does work really well.
for like being so small.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You have the milk thing too on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty compact.
Yeah, well, before we opened Faro, we were debating like opening a cafe, so we were
I took
in
a
the experimentation phase of like learning how to pull the perfect espresso at home so that we could figure it out.
yeah, I
with
took barista class and
Mm.
Yeah.
I was
We did some R&D and then wound
Yeah.
up with an espresso machine for the house, so.
And moved on to something else.
yeah.
But we can pull really good espresso now, so.
And you can write
There's
the machine
that.
off.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, there's been a lot of projects for the two of us.
well, you're evolving.
Yeah,
That's, you know.
just get interested in things and
Mhm.
obsess over them and then it wanes.
Well, but it's all centered in around the same thing.
Oh, definitely.
So,
All of it's overlapped in one way or another.
Mhm.
It's all served its purpose.
mhm.
Cool. Well,
So if you did not soak your beans, you said boil, so put them in, boil them, dump it, and then do it again?
yeah,
Okay.
that's the fastest way to kind of like.
Should you put like hot water in there?
No, so you start them in, you like kind of want it to be cold so they start to heat
Okay.
like kind of evenly, and you bring it up and then dump them out and then refill it with cold water.
Again.
Bring it up to a boil again. It just helps speed the process up.
Okay. All right. And do beans put off a film or a?
So they can. These didn't.
Okay.
They sometimes you get the albumin
Mm-hmm.
kind of foam. You get this layer of foam that you can skim off. But
Right.
Oh, isn't that what they make all the vegan egg whites out of?
yeah, the agua fava.
Yeah.
Oh.
Aqua fava.
Well, I could be doing that. I didn't know.
I don't
Whip it
know if
up.
I'd recommend it, but
Make some drinks with it.
I'd rather have the egg whites.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what are we waiting on?
Beans.
Beans?
Yeah,
Damn
really.
Beans.
Waiting on beans.
Beans.
It's always tough, man.
Now, are you gonna for the dressing for the salad? Do you make the dressing and then pour it on, or do you just put some olive oil and then put the
Yeah,
lemon? or
we're just gonna
whatever?
squeeze
Depends
a
on
half
the day.
lemon over there, and
Okay.
He'll do some lazy salad dressing once in a while. Usually with the lemon and the olive oil.
no, I mean even at the restaurant, if we were doing like the simple lemon bin, we just to order squeeze fresh lemon and put some olive oil and some salt on it. And
Yeah. You know, my grandfather, old Italian man, never would see a bottle of dressing in his refrigerator.
No.
Just
dude, we have one
you
for
do.
sure.
Which one do you have?
Primal
Some
Kitchen.
Catalina. Some
Oh, yeah.
Catalina.
Primal Kitchen.
Primal Kitchen one.
Oh my God, Catalina.
Some Catalina, the red.
Yes.
Oh, it's just sugar.
You get the
Oh.
iceberg lettuce and the
Oh.
pre-shaved carrot.
Oh, that's
Kit.
so bad. And the raspberry, like, oh God.
Oh, and the
New- like the
oils and
new-
all the fillers and the things that are in it are just
Oh my gosh.
awful.
Well, just so you know, my parents had 5 or 6, 7 or 8 different salad dressings in the refrigerator. A couple of them over a year old. And a lot of iceberg lettuce.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we typically had blue cheese or Italian.
We
Yeah.
always had Italian
That's
in my
kinda-
house.
Oh, my mom had, what was that, Seasons, the package of Italian that then you'd mix it with olive oil, Good Seasons.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think we ever messed with that. I did finally show my mom how to make salad dressing though, and she's been very into it
Cool.
ever since. So
It's so easy.
We're there.
All
So a little texture, but they're mostly pretty good.
Oh, you asked if you could do this with different kinds of beans? Wait.
Someone else did.
Yeah, well, Jody had asked us at the market
Okay, I
yesterday.
mean, could you do black beans
Yeah.
or? Okay.
Really anything. And if they're fresh, they cook in
Yeah.
5-10 minutes tops. So
Yeah.
Now, what about using a canned bean? Or is
You
that
could.
not right for this kind of
you
recipe?
could. I just
Yeah.
I'm trying to. My goal here is to just try and support the farms.
Yeah.
But like, if you found somebody selling like some canned beans, they did. Make it real easy. You just want to rinse them
We're
really
talking
well.
about if something was in our cupboard and we
Cold winter night and we don't know what to
Yes.
do. So
can't get out because
Yeah.
we live in Longmont. You know the snow here.
No,
Yeah.
it's so terrible. So you're smashing peas now?
Yeah, we're just gonna.
So you put all the peas in there, right? The whole thing?
It was
right on
one
top of the
cup.
flour?
1 cup that we soaked.
But I'm saying everything that you cooked.
Yeah, I
Is
just
in
dumped
there.
them,
Okay.
put them in.
oh, I thought you were going to keep half.
Half of them are gonna be unmashed. I'm just kind of.
I see what you're doing. You're just getting most of them with the mashing. Got it.
We're just hitting a. Kind of like that.
What's the kind of masher? Is that kind of masher we got? It's a handheld one, I think. Yeah,
Cool.
that's nice.
So. Can.
I tell you, I've never looked at ham the way I'm looking at that ham.
Yeah, never underestimate what we've got in here. Even if it sounds boring, it probably won't be. So you're just tossing all those peas together and the flours, the cornmeal and the flour?
Yeah, we're gonna mix them.
And you used to get a pinch of baking soda and a pinch of baking powder in there?
I did.
Okay.
And we're gonna
Like
hit
a
it.
pinch, like an eighth of a teaspoon, a quarter of a teaspoon?
Like I've literally pinched it with my
Pinch.
fingers and put it in. So
Okay. So you just stirred your egg and your milk mixture in
egg
there?
and milk. So what I'm looking for. It's really close, but we're gonna go ahead and add.
You want to add more to that?
Well, I need a little more cornmeal and flour.
Oh, it's too wet.
I want them a little drier than this, but
Yeah. I thought you were gonna add more liquid. I was gonna say, that looks pretty wet to me.
no, I'm gonna just a little drier. I mean, but
So what are you thinking? Like another tablespoon or
yeah,
a tablespoon of cornmeal?
of each.
Okay.
This. And then I'm gonna add some salt.
So you cooked in salt and then you added more salt.
Yeah, I salt the water just so it kind of works its way into the bean.
How about you don't like bite into a bean and it's like bland?
Right.
Even though there's like a little salt on the outside, it just helps it have consistent flavor. It's kind of like not salting your water with pasta. Like there might be salt in the sauce, but like you can still taste in the pasta that like it wasn't seasoned.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, you wanna season at every opportunity.
Wow.
All right.
More salt.
Yeah, I just need a little bit. Cool. All right, well. These are seasoned. So I'm gonna get the griddle going and the grill pan going so we can sear up everything and then we can plate here real soon.
And you use olive oil to cook those?
What's that?
Olive oil to cook those?
These, I'll just, probably
Butter?
avocado.
Avocado oil.
We generally don't cook with olive oil just because it's a monounsaturated fat. So it oxidizes really quickly when you cook it with high heat
Okay.
applications. And then it kind of gets that rancid flavor to it.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
we
yeah.
try and use something that's a little more tolerant to the heat. We use olive oil usually for like finishing or salad dressings or like maybe low temp cooking, but anything that's high heat needs something that has a little more saturation to it.
By the way, I'm realizing now when I cooked you the coq au vin, it was way undersalted.
Oh,
And well, you may
think
not
I
know it,
remember
but
that.
I'm watching the amount of salt here, and sort of relatively speaking.
Yeah.
And when I was eating it, when you guys were over, I was like, oh, it's not enough salt. But
yeah. No,
but
totally fine.
to me, this looks like a heavy hand of salt. But
This is
I'm-
the
I
chef's
think
seasoning.
I think I may have been undersalting my food for the last 40 years.
Totally fine. I feel like I feel like salt's also a very like personal thing, right? If you're used to eating things that way, then like, you know, things
Yeah.
can taste a little off or not, depending on, you know, everybody has a different
Yeah.
tolerance for that. Jody, there is no butter in the mixture. You're good. It was just flour, milk, and egg.
And that is the cream you're finishing with. Okay.
Yeah, I put
Little splash of cream.
like quarter cup of cream in this gravy for my
Quarter
quart
cup.
of tomatoes. We're just gonna stir it in. I got it back on low heat. We're gonna get it hot. Consistency wise, I'll probably have to add like a tablespoon of water to this, but
Okay.
Is that his water?
Yeah. We go through this almost every time.
Look at
He's just chewy and then he gets thirsty.
well,
Are you
yeah.
thirsty? Yeah, I know. You're not gonna quit until I give you something.
I have your picture, lady.
I'm sorry, Patrick. So is that just raw on the grill pan? There's no oil in there.
yeah, I didn't do any oil. There's a good
Yeah,
amount
I
of
mean,
fat.
in there, yeah.
Good amount of fat on the meat, so
Plus these pans are super non-stick.
What are
try
they?
and
They're the caraway pans.
Oh,
So they're ceramic.
okay.
So there's no like silicone or whatever.
love to
I don't
just
even know
fit
what
them
it
all
is
in
that fits
here.
there.
There we go. That's good.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like non-toxic, but they're
Okay.
non-stick.
And they can get really hot too.
moderately hot. Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
totally recommend like ripping the heat as high as you can, but
Cool.
Oh, I see. I thought you were making like patties,
So
but you're
did
just sort
I.
of
I
plopping
just
it down.
kinda,
Okay.
okay.
These are
kind of still patties.
Yeah.
it's kind of similar to like what they'd be called as like Johnny cakes.
Okay.
It's like
Johnny
a corn,
cakes?
right? Isn't that what the
Like a
cornmeal
diner.
like,
I thought that was like a type of pancake.
or like kind of like a hush puppy?
What? I think you're going off the rails on this one.
We
Hey,
need to get
man.
some avocado oil.
Yeah.
I am
We're
going
reaching for words.
going off.
The OCD in me is wanting you to fill in some of those things. Make them a little rounder.
No, they're fine.
I'll move my head out of the way so everybody can see what you're doing over there.
What's up?
Just moving my head out of the way so everybody can see what you're doing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and I'm gonna just kind of get that oil to hit so they have a good sear on them. You can see how non-stick this thing is.
Yeah.
What's
they
your
just-
temperature on there?
As high as I can get it.
Okay. And what about the ham?
Same,
Okay.
just kind of
High.
in the grill pan. I'm just trying to brown them really a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
That ham looks really good.
So good.
Yeah.
Sending my husband to Buckner Ranch on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Oh, they have such great meat. I mean, their lamb's incredible. Their pork, their beef, all of it. It's just the best. I'm completely spoiled with it. It's funny because we got used to eating it a lot, and then like occasionally would supplement with the grocery store meat, and it's just
Not this. It's just like,
it's not the same. Yeah, even the grass fed stuff at the store is just not the same.
Okay. So.
I'm not ready for a steak. We haven't had a nice steak in a while.
Well, you know, I was just gifted a case of old, predominantly Bordeaux,
Oh,
including a Lafitte Rothschild,
amazing.
2004. And
That was a really nice gift.
well, it's a loss leader for future business, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was thinking it's time to go get some lamb.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That rack, yeah.
Yeah, they've got a ton of racks right now, so that would be helping them out a ton if you were looking for that. And their lamb racks are incredible. We cooked, was it 2 weeks ago that we did lamb?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to get some tutorials on rack of lamb. I'm used to individual lamb chops,
Yeah.
right? Or even those little, well, I guess it's also a lamb chop with a T-bone in it.
So can they see this over here?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Nice golden brown. You don't want to like mash them. Want them to be a little
Okay.
lighter. So
those look great.
Yeah.
I like those pans. We need those.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're nice, and they're non-stick, and they're not like toxic, which is
Right.
good.
Get a couple of those and retire some other ones.
right.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I think
beautiful.
Patrick just did a whole rack like 2 weeks ago.
On the live?
On the live, yeah, so it's on our YouTube
Yeah.
Okay,
channel if
beautiful.
you wanna check it out.
Indeed,
But
yeah.
I'm sure he'll answer any questions you have about cooking lamb rack too.
Well, maybe we'll have to have you over so you can enjoy some of that
In
wine.
the oven.
Oh, about that, that would
Including
be
I
incredible.
I just picked up a couple 1982 ports.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
That was actually my birth year.
Sandeman.
Yeah.
See, I graduated high school. I could be your mother. In certain states.
it's 2 pieces.
Oh my God.
Well, it'd be great. I'd love to drink port that was rolled with me. It'd be amazing.
Well,
Yes.
I'm just luring you into bringing the dessert again.
Yeah, we can do that. Totally fine. Happy to do that.
So,
We can cook too. Whatever works. That's a big trade, so I'm more than happy to contribute however I can.
You know, at our guest house, we got an induction oven or range, and which we've never used. Have you cooked on?
I've done induction a little bit here and there.
Okay.
But yeah, not a ton.
God, that smells so good.
Yes, it does.
All right.
That nice, thick, juicy bacon
Yeah.
smells
Basically.
good.
I know, he's just cooking away over there.
Cool. All right. Well,
Wow.
everything's hot.
Gravy
So
is amazing.
Everything about this looks amazing.
we'll
Now,
get
did
a.
you turn the ham over yet?
Did I?
Looks like he did.
Yeah, I gave it a flip.
Okay.
Got a little bit of that fat caramelizing on the outside.
Trying
I guess
to.
the sugars from the brine.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it smells insane in here all of a sudden.
Man,
All right.
Rufus should be coming around.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen him yet. Oh, he's on the couch.
No,
What you doing, buddy?
he's exhausted from all of his work he had to do.
So what are you doing here?
We're gonna dress the salad. Pull it up here.
Using my lemon from the blueberry pie.
Yep.
I still love
Did
the
you just
zest.
have that stored in there? Did you just have it in the fridge uncovered?
What's that?
The lemon?
Oh no,
Yeah.
I zested it.
Right, but then the rest of it, was it just sitting in there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Because he made the limoncello, and then we always have these lemons, and I don't know
Wow.
what to do, and we
That's even
have
more
so
oil
much
than I
lemon
would use.
juice.
Okay, still getting used to
I-
the
Yes,
quantities,
and
right?
freezer.
I love it.
So,
I just love the flavor.
of olive oil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just not
My-
used to this amount of salt.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I'm sure I'm
I
gonna
hope
enjoy
it's
it, but
not too much for you.
no, I think
No.
I always sort of regret after every meal not adding more salt.
Yeah.
I keep working my way up instead of working my way down.
Yeah. I totally get it. Like I said, I don't think it's probably totally typical for most people, but it's what makes it taste good. Gets
Alright.
pulls all the flavors out of everything. How we doing, Chef?
It's great.
Oh. That's just show for you.
Oh, and even more lemon, the whole lemon.
Oh, wow.
No, not quite the whole.
Yeah, okay, I
Three
saw that,
quarters.
yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
That's gonna be
Where'd
perfect.
you one of those bowls? The metal bowls?
The metal
We had
bowl,
one.
yeah.
I think it's in the RV. But,
All right.
I love the
Those
metal
other
bowls.
metal bowls with the
Cool.
colors on the outside.
Yeah.
Those are metal.
Well, let's
Yeah.
plate one up and then
Wow.
Is that where we're at? We're at plating time?
we're plating right now.
Hey, I hope everybody's as hungry as we are.
Rufus, it's plating time.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's get one so that we
So
can
proud of him.
get the photos and send everybody on their way.
Weirdly antisocial.
How'd he do at his nail clipping the other day, Patrick?
They told me I could bring him back, so
Okay. You think, what do they do? What
what's
do
that?
they do to him?
It took two of them.
Were you there or did you drop him off?
I stayed because it takes
Okay.
like maybe 10 minutes. So.
Okay. But they had to hold him?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I was too anxious. I walked around and looked at all the.
I'm gonna go buy a fish.
Patrick's usually the one that like trims his nails at home, or he tries to, and then he's just gotten to the point where he
Yeah, he won't let me anymore.
won't let him
so.
anymore. So he's
It's like enough of this business, buddy.
So I'm gonna do a little bit on the plate just to kind of hold the
So we're
cake.
starting with gravy.
Well, I'm just
Okay.
do a little.
Okay.
I want to hold this cake from sliding around. It should help a little bit.
Wow.
Get it in there, and then let's see. Get a couple pieces of the ham.
Man, looks so good.
Yeah, something like that.
Gorgeous.
Then we can we'll put gravy here. Because this is what's going to add. The cakes will be a little dry if you're doing these without this. So put that there,
I
and
feel
then
like you kind of want the acidity from the green tomatoes too, right? With like
yeah.
the richness of things to just kind of cut through that a little bit.
And we're just gonna throw this fresh salad kind of right here. Then you guys have your plate.
We like that.
So
Carrie likes to plate. He's
cool. So yeah, guys.
wow.
Kind of got the seared ham, some salad, little pea cake underneath, and that's the deal.
It's amazing.
So
Yeah.
Beautiful.
yeah, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. If you got any value out of this, please like and subscribe. It really helps us get this information out there to help people. So, yeah, and really appreciate you joining us this evening. And we will be back next weekend. So, enjoy.
See you then.
Yeah.